So the other day I tried to see how long I could hold my breath and barely made it to 45 seconds. And it got me thinking, what would actually happen if all the oxygen on Earth just vanished? Not forever, just for exactly 5 seconds. Which sounds like nothing. I mean, you can hold your breath for 5 seconds without even trying, so you probably think we would all just take a deep breath and wait it out. But here's where things get completely terrifying. Because oxygen isn't just something we breathe, it makes up about 21% of our atmosphere. So if it suddenly disappeared, the air pressure would drop by 21% instantly. That is the equivalent of being instantly teleported to the top of Mount Everest without any warning. Your inner ear needs time to adjust, so in that first second, everyone's eardrums would just pop. But popped eardrums are going to be the least of your problems. Because if you're inside a building or walking on a sidewalk, you are going to drop. You see, oxygen is a crucial binder in concrete. Without it, concrete is literally just dust. So every single concrete building, bridge, and road on the planet would instantly collapse into a cloud of gray powder. You would just fall straight through the floor. And if you're outside looking up, well, the sky isn't blue anymore. The sky is blue because sunlight bounces off particles in the air, including oxygen. Without it, the sky turns completely pitch black even in the middle of the day. And speaking of the sun, the ozone layer is made entirely of oxygen atoms. It's what protects us from the sun's ultraviolet rays. So the exact moment the oxygen disappears, that protective shield is gone. Everyone who is outside exposed to the sun would get severe sunburns instantly. Their skin literally cooking in a fraction of a second. And you wouldn't even be able to escape in a car or an airplane. Engines rely on oxygen to burn fuel, so millions of cars would just die on the highway, planes would lose power and start gliding downwards, and helicopters would just drop like rocks. But wait, it gets so much worse. When you look at the ground, the Earth's crust, the very ground we are standing on right now, is actually 45% oxygen. It's bound up in all the rocks and dirt and sand. So half of the Earth's crust would just cease to exist and crumble away, sending you and everyone else into a terrifying freefall. And if you happen to be at the beach, I have some really bad news for you. Water is H2O, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. If you take away the oxygen, you're left with just hydrogen gas. Hydrogen is the lightest element in the universe, so the oceans wouldn't just disappear, they would turn into gas and expand. The oceans, rivers, and lakes would literally vaporize and bleed out into space. And your body is mostly water too, so the hydrogen gas inside you would instantly expand. I don't even want to describe what that would do to a human body, but it involves popping. So let's recap. In just 5 seconds, your eardrums explode, the sky turns black, the ground falls away, and the oceans boil away into space. And then, the 5 seconds are up, the oxygen suddenly snaps back into existence, but the damage is already done. There is no recovering from that. The Earth is just a barren, rocky wasteland floating in space. The oceans are gone, and everything is just gray dust. And it really makes you think about how fragile this whole setup is. We walk around every day completely ignoring the invisible gas keeping our reality glued together. We worry about so many things, but never about the very atoms holding the ground beneath our feet. And maybe that's the wildest part, how much we take for granted until it's gone. Anyway, this is Stick Sai, and I'll catch you in the next one.